Well, hey there. I am excited to have this conversation today to kind of share some things I'm finding in the AI space as it relates to planning and your calendar and using AI to help you get more productive. My name is Megan Sumrell. I'm a time management and planning expert for women. And given that I have a 20 plus year background in software and technology, I'm not going to lie to you, I got super excited when I started seeing some of the creative ways that we're leveraging AI. And I'm always looking for the latest in tools, tips, et cetera, around productivity, planning, and time management. So over the last several months, I receive emails weekly from new app companies that are popping up, creating apps that they are saying, this will help you plan and manage your time better. This is going to increase your productivity, and they're AI apps. So I kind of ignored them when they were first coming out, and then I started seeing them, getting more and more visibility. So I was like, all right, let me test these things out. Hey, Katie, good morning. So I want to kind of share with you guys what I'm seeing with these because I have played around with them, and then tell you, my personal thoughts on leveraging AI tools to actually do your plans for the weeks and the months. And again, remember, this is coming from someone who loves technology. So I want to highlight that because normally I'm giving thumbs up, but I'm sure you can already guess where this is going. I found a lot of things that were really concerning to me when I was playing with these apps. So ultimately, again, what they're saying is you input everything that you've got to do, like your traditional to-do list. You have to sync it with your existing Google iCal or whatever. Like this is all digitally run. And then it is going to create your plan for the week in your calendar to make sure that you are incredibly productive. So essentially, it is replacing what I teach in terms of how we manually use our brains to build out our plan for the week. So the approach that I used I've tested 3 different apps now, and I use the same approach with all 3. And what I did was before doing loading the content into there, I sat down with the same list of stuff in my calendar and created my plan for the week using my 10-step advanced weekly planning process. And then I took the same list of things competing for my time and fed it into the AI tool to see what plan would it create for me. And I'm telling you, I put in good data. All right, I wasn't trying to break it or anything like that. Here's where there were huge discrepancies. So first and foremost, it is a very make every minute count approach, meaning there were basically no breaks in there. And it was kind of assumed like, hey, you're going to be sitting and producing every minute of the day, which is it's not sustainable, right? Now, the other things that there's a lot of things, 2 very specific things that are blatantly missing. One is AI does not know when I do what type of work best. It doesn't know when you do what type of work best either. And one of the 9 components inside of my entire top framework is called alignment, where we need to, learn for ourselves, when do we do what type of work best so that we can plan for that accordingly. So for example, I know if I'm doing creative work or if I'm recording content, I really want to have that done before 11 a.m. because I'm going to do it much more efficiently. It's going to be a lot easier for me and the quality is going to be better. AI doesn't know that. So it was scheduling time for me to do work at like 1:30 in the afternoon after lunch break and all of that I know if I try and do that then, it's going to take way longer than if I do it in the morning. So it doesn't know your own rhythms, right? It's just going to stack it in the way that it's going to put a puzzle together without having all the information. Now, the second piece that is missing, and this is something that I really talk about a lot with women, is the concept of planning for uncertainty, right? And women tend to have to absorb this more than our male counterparts do, especially if you are in a caregiving role. AI has no way of knowing how much of my time gets derailed every single week with things that I don't know about when I'm sitting down to create my plan for the week. Now, I know this because I know how to calculate it, and I teach everyone in my program how to figure out what their uncertainty number is. So when I'm creating my weekly plan, I am intentionally protecting time on my calendar in ways that will support all the pivots and uncertainty I know is coming. I don't know what it is, but I know it's out there and I know it's coming because the data has shown me week after week after week that, Megan, I know right now I need to protect about 4 hours of my work time to absorb work-related stuff and 2 hours of personal time. So my weekly plan in plugging in with AI doesn't include any of that. So if it's Tuesday, this morning, perfect example. Here we are, I'm doing this live on a Thursday morning. Last night, as we were getting ready to go to bed, we could tell my husband was coming down with, some nasty bug. So I was like, I went and slept in the guest room, and normally he manages getting the breakfast and getting our daughter to school and stuff on Thursday mornings. Thursday's kind of a crazy day for me. So going to bed last night, I thought, oh, if he's getting sick, like I'm gonna let him sleep, rest, all of that. So that meant this morning, massive pivot for me. My entire morning was derailed for what I had planned for. AI didn't, the plan that AI spit out doesn't know how to plan for that, right? I do. So thankfully, I was able to absorb this morning with pretty little impact and move some stuff to tomorrow because I create plans that support that. So, right now, I would not recommend using AI software to help you create your weekly plan. And to be perfectly frank, I wouldn't use it for anything that's making decisions for you on when to do something, right? Now, maybe you could use it for some tips like some how-tos, but even be careful with that, friends. I've been playing around with this a lot. And I'm seeing where people instinctively go into whatever AI tool they're using, Chat GPT or Claude or whatever, and saying, particularly when it comes to technology, how do I do this thing in this particular app or piece of software? And the answer it gives back is not correct. I've seen it. And then people will write into me and be like, well, ChatGPT said that I could do this and I can't. I'm like, well, did you log into the software you're working on and actually look in their help support? Because their help support clearly shows you can't do that, right? So the information is not, it's not always accurate. And if you are relying on it to take away your decision-making processes, it's not going to create plans that are going to align with you, right? What it's doing is it's absorbing what a lot of the male productivity experts I've been putting out on the internet for years on how to time block, how to make every minute count, how to have a yoga and meditation morning routine, right? It's just absorbing that and going, oh, well, that's what the masses are saying. So this is what we're going to build into our plan. And again, it's not right for me, and it's not right for most women that I know. So I would say for right now, I would not spend your time or dollars on using an AI planning tool. Might this change in the future? Sure. And I'm going to continue to keep my eye on it, keep the pulse on that so that I can come back and share if I see anything changing. But for now, use your own beautiful brain to make decisions on what you prioritize and how you plan, manage, and control your time. Do not let artificial intelligence do it for you. All right, friends, have a great rest of your week.